about, different things that you can do to make your sleep, to make you unwind, so that you can sleep. Because what happens with people, depressed people or anxious people, is that their brain is sometimes in overdrive. And even when they're resting,
the brain is going.
So they teach you these behavioral, the cognitive, how do you call
CBT.
it? CBT.
Cognitive behavioral therapy.
So you have cognitive behavior therapy that they will teach you different ways where you can get your brain to just shut down a little bit, to stop overdrive. Okay, so that's where it has to all start when people suffer from anxiety, depression. And Jane, I'm glad you said this thing, because I'm going to tell a little story here.
Go for it.
From myself. Okay, years ago, I was very busy at work. Very, very busy at work. I just moved into a new job, and in that new job, I had somebody to help me to to settle in my job, but then there were other issues somewhere else, and they had to move that person. I wasn't fully established. They moved that person and they left me on my own. So I had to cope with finding out how things work in my new job, get used of the practices, new practices and everything. And I was doing it, but I realized I was working over. So there was time where I would finish work at 7 when I'm supposed to finish at 3:30.
Wow.
Because I tried to keep the team going. Okay. And people were saying that I'm doing great, but it was impacting on me. So I had what we call a panic attack at work. One morning I came to work and I had a panic attack. I'm telling you here so you know how sleep is important. Panic attack happened. I didn't even know what was happening to me. So some of my staff went to call the manager, the senior manager. She came and she looked at me and she said, "Jackie, you need to go to your GP now." I said, "What is going on?" I was just crying. I didn't understand what was happening. So she said to me, "You're having a panic attack.
Oh, no.
You need to go to your GP now." So I went to the GP. The GP examined me and he said, "You're having a panic attack. It's related to stress at work." So GP started asking me how I was working and everything. I explained to the GP. GP said, "It's a cumulative effect. So you've been overworking, you've been burning out, but you didn't realize. You just kept going until your body reached the
optimum.
Threshold. So now your panic attack, go home, relax, try now. Go home, relax."
How?
Because I went home, then my brain went on overdrive. When I'm telling you overdrive, I understand when people that are anxious, I would go to bed and all the scenarios will be going in my head at work.
God.
Everything that will happen at work, I'm be lying there, everybody's sleeping, but I'm just seeing this happening at work. Everything that went on is going on in my head. I'm not sleeping. It went on like that a week. I wasn't sleeping. I became like a zombie.
Oh, no.
You saw me on the street, you can tell that something is wrong. Terribly wrong. So went back to the GP. I said to the GP, "I can't sleep. Can I have some sleeping pills?" And Jane will talk about that a little bit. The GP said, "I can't give you sleeping pills." I said, "Why?" The GP said, "Because it's a vicious cycle. If I give you sleeping pills now, you won't go back to your normal cycle. There's a chance you will be reliant on them." So the GP said, "What you need to do is telling me about these strategies, okay? Relaxation techniques. My husband should take me somewhere different. Maybe we go somewhere where there's a lot of field, a lot of greens. So we have a walk there. There's no noise. Or go to complementary therapy, like Chinese massages." So I went. My husband took me out somewhere very far. When we drove the kids to school, we would go for a long walk, come back. It wasn't doing it. Then he took me to have acupuncture. So here I'm not saying, but I'm saying complementary therapy sometimes help.
It does.
So I went to acupuncture one day because we had exhausted all
the other options.
Yeah. Acupuncture, they just put some needles because they know the pressure points and things like that. They don't put any medication on you. They just know the pressure point. It's a Chinese kind of therapy thing. So I went on the massage bed. They just put those things and I fell asleep
on that bed.
I fell asleep. The lady didn't want to wake me up because my husband explained I haven't been sleeping for some time. So they let me sleep for maybe an hour, something like that. My husband had to pay because obviously the sessions last, I don't know if it was 30 minutes, but we had to pay a bit more because he didn't want
that sleep. Yeah.
So I woke up. It was like I slept. 1 hour sleep was like I slept for 24 hours.
I know. Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah. And from then I started sleeping slowly, and I started getting back. So to tell you how important sleep is, okay? Because I was like a zombie.
Yeah.
I was, when you saw me on the street, it was
the mental state was completely disrupted. Completely.
Because my brain was on overdrive and it was really difficult to get it to settle. Okay, GP didn't want to give me any medication at that point,
which is good though, because he did well there.
Didn't want to give me any medication at that point because he said, where you are now, we can still, sort you out without medication. You just need to do these things: relaxation technique, breathing techniques, use music. If you love music, I say, yes, I love music. Dance, you love dancing. Yes. He said, just take time, just dance for nothing. Just dance so that your brain come away from those thoughts that are going through your mind all the time. It was just like work in my head. So just to tell you, sleep,
how fragile the human mind is so fragile, and that's why we have to look after it.
Yes.
And sleep is the number one therapy.
And don't forget about yourself. And why I was taking that example is that we want to do well.
Yeah.
We want to do so well that we sometimes forget about ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you realize that it's becoming a bit too much, don't try too hard to carry on.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
You're not a
superhuman.
Yes. Please take a break, because I did that. I carried on. I wanted to keep everything, but I knew things were not, but I was doing, you're supposed to work till 4:30 for a reason.
Yep.
They tell you 8 till 4:30 is for a reason, because they know that's the point where your body can withstand.
Yeah.
But you go over, and I kept going over. So my body didn't have enough time to rest.
No.
And that's why my brain was on overdrive, because 7:00 I'm still working. So when I go home, I'm thinking, did I do this? Did we do? Even to the point when I'm going to bed, and that I kept doing that for a long time, and my brain got used to it. So it became a vicious cycle until I got the panic attack, because my brain, it was just too much. Breaking point. So
thank goodness that you managed to sort that out without medication. Well done on that.
Yes.
So everybody can do it.
That doctor
was a great doctor. You start with non-medication. This is how I think treatment should be started. Start with first line of treatment is what is actually causing this. How can we solve this without starting off with medication? Because another doctor who is probably will be just like, I'm just going to prescribe you this to make his life easy.
Sleeping pills.
But no, that will not help you in the long run.
He said no. He said, just try this, try relaxation technique, try different things. So it's very, very important for your emotional and mental state that you sleep well. And that you rest. Because sleep well is like restful sleep. You need to rest. Oh, you okay?
Sorry,
You need to make sure you have good sleep. Now, the bombshells at the end, I let Jane go. So that one, I was like, oh my God.
So Matthew Walker, during his talk, he said sleep loss accelerate cancer cell growth.
Now, let Jane gives you the experiment, because I was looking at Jane thinking,
so talking about,
are you kidding me?
I know. So for people who are fighting cancer and come to think about cancer, the research now shows that I think it's 1 in 2 people now are being affected with cancer. It's that rampant nowadays. And you're asking why? So for those fighting cancer, your number 1 treatment is sleep.
Yes.
Is sleep.